My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my ranking of the Wallace and Gromit franchise. And this video will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But I will be talking about the two feature-length movies and the four short films. But for the most part, I am such a huge fan of this franchise. Wallace and Gromit are such iconic characters, and these movies can be hilarious and charming and smart, and I love the music. Do 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 do, and the claymation just always looks fantastic. So most of these movies I like. Most. Not all. And on that note, let's begin by talking about the worst one. And it's not even a contest. Like, the answer is obviously Vengeance Most Foul. And after Shaun of the Sheep 2 and Chicken Run 2, I should have been skeptical, but I chose to be optimistic, and this movie just disappointed me in every single way. The plot just feels like a retread of The Long Trousers, where Wallace and Gromit are having financial troubles, and Feathers hacks into one of Wallace's inventions to then use them to steal the blue diamond. And I was just like, I have seen this story done before and done infinitely better. And to even bring the exact same diamond back was just a baffling decision, and it keeps cutting back to these cops, which I just found to be very annoying characters, and it just feels soulless throughout. It lacks any bit of that Wallace and Gromit charm, and there were only three jokes in this movie that landed. Um, One scene where Wallace uses the pat-o-matic to pat Gromit on the head. There's one scene of the gnomes riding around in a vehicle and they're making all the sounds. And when Feathers dresses up as a nun. But every other joke in this movie just fell flat. And the entire story is kinda about how we rely on technology too much, but then the movie ends, and that's still the case. So I found that to be a baffling decision, just because the Nobots planted Gromit's plant doesn't change anything. And then the movie actually tries to be emotional at the end, with Wallace being, I can live without my inventions, Gromit, but I can't live without you. Give me a break. And the second Gromit was in that situation, I just thought to myself, oh, he's obviously going to be saved by all the gnomes. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. I watched this less than a week ago at the time of recording this video, and I forget most of it. It just doesn't leave any bit of impression. Instantly forgettable, a crushing disappointment. It's the worst of the franchise. But now it's time to talk about the good ones, and in fifth place comes A Matter of Life and Death. And I loved this one as a kid, and on a rewatch, it's still good, but not as good as I remember. I still like the story of Wallace falling in love with a serial killer, but the execution just wasn't as good as I thought it would be. Um, like, it's funny, it's engaging, it's entertaining. I just don't think it gets to the next level. There are some pacing issues in the back half, and there's moments where you're just like, wait, How did she not see Gromit directly above her? That just took me out. So, still good, not great. In fourth place is A Close Shave. And I'm not the biggest fan of the story with the sheep and everything going on, but the execution is really good. It's like the reverse of A Matter of Life and Death. I thought the chase scene was excellent. It can be funny. I like when Gromit is shooting Porge at the dog. I like when the dog turns out to be a killer robot. And it's just got lots of memorable bits. Still not great. I don't like the romance with Wallace and the one girl, but it's still good. But now we get to the great ones, and in third place is A Grand Day Out. And the claymation in all these movies is fantastic, but you can tell that this is the first one, and there's something about that that adds to this one. It just adds a little bit extra charm to it, if you ask me. And the story is Wallace and Gromit want to have cheese and crackers, but they ran out of cheese, so they go to the moon. Like, that is such a stupid, absurd plot, and I love it. I also love the sound design and the music. Like, I can just hear this short film in my head. Gromit, we forgot the cheese! Do, 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 do. And then do, 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 do. I know, I can just picture it. It's just so iconic to me, and the bad robot on the moon is a very entertaining villain, and it's funny, and it's just a great introduction to this franchise and to these characters. My second favorite is The Curse of the Whale Rabbit, and this movie is just fantastic. It really is. Like, first of all, it's hilarious. Every joke completely works. The new characters, whether it's Helena Bonham Carter's character, or Victor as the villain, or his dog, or Patch, like, there's so many new iconic characters in this movie. I love the story being told and how it spoofs the horror genre. I think it can be very thrilling and exciting at times. There's some nice emotion, and it just completely delivers from beginning to end. It's a movie I've watched so many times in my lifetime, and I will continue to do so. But now we get to the best one, and it's The Wrong Trousers. And let's just cut to the chase. The climax of this movie is so thrilling and exciting, and it's just perfection. I also love the heist scene, and I thought it was legitimately pretty tense. I love the running gag of the penguin actually being the chicken, but he just has a glove on his head. I love how Feathers uses the tape measure. There's just so much inventiveness to this story, and it's completely engaging, and just every joke completely works. And yeah, like, I love these characters. I love the story being told, and I it's a short film, so there's not much to say, but make no mistake, this is one of, if not the best short film ever made. It is pure perfection on a craftsmanship level when it comes to the writing, just truly a tour de force. So that's my ranking of this franchise, but what's yours? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon, and Gavin out.